Obviously there's no easy answer. And I think that when we're living something that is not what we want, we feel that disconnect. And so you have to decide what you want your life to look like. And then you make choices that are in line with that. And so you kind of want both, but you can't really, you can have I mean, it's always, there's no such thing as balance. Balance implies being on a tightrope and everything being perfect. And then if a bird flies by and you look up, you're going to fall off that tightrope. So balance is a myth. We can't maintain it for any length of time, but it's more like a symphony, like an orchestra. And you're the conductor, and you decide what the music's going to be, because you decide what you want your life to look like. And then there are going to be parts of your life that are louder, and then that one rests, and then this one comes in. And so in some ways you're always out of balance, but you continually bring it back in. So in other words, as much as possible, you can have those evenings at home. You might decide, 2 nights a week is all we're going to be gone, or have people over or whatever. And then that way, we have 5 nights. Of course, Sundays are always different. There's always something to mix, but, so that, maybe you're kind of out of balance for ministry this day and the kids are staying up and whatever, but then you bring it back in, and the next 2 nights we're going to be home. As far as bedtime, I never was really good at, okay, it's 8:00, time for bed. We would have seasons where, we would have them go to bed early and stuff like that. But that wasn't a strength of mine. I'm not saying we were not a family to stay up late. We are more now because we have just older children at home. But, I was dead tired by 9:00 or whatever. So we did go to bed, fairly early. But I guess it would be continually monitoring what's going on and pulling it back in when it's getting out of balance. And so, for instance, to me, one of the most important things for homeschooling for me is to read aloud to my kids. And I've done that. And so if I get into a school routine to where that's getting put off and it's not happening, then I start feeling that disconnect. And so I know it's time to bring that back and make that a priority again. In fact, I haven't been for the last couple of months because I've been in a lot of pain. And so I just didn't have it in me. And so we watched a long Civil War series, the PBS Civil War series, during that time slot instead. But that's a choice I'm making, and I know it's temporary. And so you have to make choices and just try to get it all in. But it's not going to ever be all of it every day. Proverbs 31, the Proverbs 31 woman did not do all that stuff in one day. She did it in different seasons of her life. And so you have to decide what season you're in. And maybe you're going to need to pull back on some evening ministry, or maybe your husband's going to have to do it and you don't, or something. It just depends on how it's affecting your family, because it's not worth it, if it's causing a lot of stress for your family. I did a lot of staying home with my kids because I just felt like it was important for them to be home. And we always did best when we stayed home a lot. I never was one for classes and all that kind of stuff, because everybody was happier and more calm and had creative time and all those things when we stayed home a lot. And I like being home. That's one thing about what I'm doing right now. Hey, this isn't a bad gig because I love being home.